And as you can tell, we have made it to Bearwallow Falls. Displaying the glory of God's creation by exploring America one park at a time. Welcome to Parking Full Time with Big Dave, the Parks Professor. Welcome back to Parking Full Time. I am Big Dave, the Parks Professor. We are at Gorges State Park. This park is named for the Jocassee Gorges, and we will peer down into them in just a few minutes. We are in western North Carolina. In fact, this is the westernmost state park in North Carolina. Today is Thursday, August the 22nd, and the temperature right now is a gorgeous 66 degrees. We started at the Visitor Center and we're immediately to a trail intersection. The trail going right there is a spur trail to the amphitheater, and so we're going to turn left. We started at the Visitor Center. And the hike we're going to do today is an out and back to Bearwallow Falls. This park has several waterfalls. And to Bearwallow Falls, if you start at the Visitor Center, it's about a mile out and a mile back. There's just under 500 feet of elevation loss and then gain. You lose it going out and then regain it when you come back, of course. Really looking forward to being out here today. I've been cooped up all summer this far south. The heat and humidity come in at the beginning of the summer and they don't really leave until right about now. So I'm looking forward to a great hike today. Let's get into it. We're about 10 minutes in. Maybe a little less than that. But we have made it to the Bearwallow Valley Overlook. I mentioned the Jocassee Gorges before. The Jocassee Gorges are the deep ravines directly in front of us. If you look out in the distance there, and let me zoom that just a little bit. So if you look out in the distance there, you can actually see two lakes. The closest one is Lake Jocassee, and the one a little further off in the distance, kind of receding off into the haze there, that is Lake Keowee. Both of those lakes are in South Carolina. So that's how close we are to the state line. There is a high voltage power line corridor there. All of this land used to be owned by Duke Energy, the major regulated utility in this region. So it's a really nice overlook here. We will keep going and keep heading to Bearwallow Falls. We've been going for about 20 minutes now, and we've made it down to the Bearwallow Picnic Shelter. That would be a nice place to sit and have a trail snack. Have a little rest. Might do that on the way back up. But I want to keep heading down to Bearwallow Falls. So we're going to walk across the parking lot here and start the final loop, or the final link in this hike. It's not a loop. The Bearwallow Falls Trail. And yes, this is a parking lot. And yes, I could have started here. But this is parking full-time hiking. Wanted to make the hike a little bit longer, so I started over at the Visitor Center. The hardest part of the loop, or the hardest part of this hike, is about ready to start. Let's get to it. We're just under 30 minutes in now, and as you can tell, we have made it to Bearwallow Falls. Bearwallow Falls is a slide type waterfall. The water slides down the rock. It's not my favorite waterfall in this park. But it's a nice waterfall, and it's easier to get to than a couple of the other waterfalls. I'm zoomed in right now. Let me zoom back out so I can give you a broader view. There's what it looks like with the naked eye. Honestly, it didn't seem as hard getting down here as I remembered it. I might be singing a different tune on the way back out. But it's a nice waterfall and not too hard to get to. So I'm going to admire this waterfall for a little while. And then we will start the journey back to the visitor center. It begins by climbing those steps right there. We made it back to the Overlook, and therefore we're almost back to the visitor center where we started this hike. This has been a good hike. Not too long, not too hard. Although I will say coming back up is more like what I remember it from the previous times I've done this hike. Nice waterfall. Some nice woods. Nice to come up here to the mountains when it's still really hot and humid down in the valley and get a little respite from the heat and humidity. I do want to thank you for watching. Parking full time would not be anything without the people who watch. I realize that every day, and I thank you every day. Get another nice overlook down the power line clearing here. Also, as a reminder, I do not take any monetary compensation for anything I do for this project. I took a vow to do that many years ago, and I have kept to that vow. And therefore, the only thing I get for doing these videos and writing these blog entries are your likes, your subscribes, almost tripped over a rock there, your views and your comments. And I do appreciate all of those things. So I'm going to close out this video. Until next time, from Gorges State Park in western North Carolina, I am Big Dave, the Parks Professor for Parking Full Time. Have a great afternoon, take care, and Lord bless.